So the other tool that I'd like to show you here today is Bard. Bard is Google's generative AI, similar to OpenAI's ChatGPT, but it's built on that whole Google ecosystem. So it gives possibly some benefits there for yourself and your students. And I just want to show a couple of the features that I think help make Bard stand out. So I'm going to enter in a prompt here. Say I teach a group of fifth graders. And for whatever reason, they're really into underwater whale communication. So I'm going to ask Bard to put together kind of an academic article about how whales communicate underwater, and I want to give it some legitimacy. So I'm going to also ask it to cite two sources and then have it generate that content for me. And so as you can see, Bard is generating that content. It gives it a creative title. There's some good, what looks like good content here. Just in my little skimming, I'd say it's probably appropriate for a fifth grade reading level. And you could see that it's going to cite two different sources for me. I can click on these. This one that I've been to before is from NOAA, and I actually know that that one exists because the last time I tried this, that's what it came up with. But there's also one there from whales.org. I've not heard of that one before, but I can check that source and verify that it's a legitimate one, and it looks to be pretty legit with what I see. So I could probably trust the content that's going to come from there. So that's kind of neat, is that it will give you sources. The other thing is that when you generate here with Bard, it's not going to give you just one option, but two others as well. So if I have this one here, that one was the one that it defaulted to, but I can also check out these other two options to see if they might be more of a format that I like better, or maybe it's just content, the way that it's presented is a little bit more accurate, and I want to go with that. So check out those other drafts. And again, just like with ChatGPT 2, if you don't like the result that it gives you, you can also regenerate and make other drafts as well. The other part that I want to show you here, that what is a neat feature here, is that Bard is built upon all of the Google search engine and gives you the possibility to be able to double check the content that it produces for you using Google. So, we've heard stories about how sometimes when AI doesn't know something, it will make up or hallucinate an answer. So, using this double check feature here, that G icon on the bottom of the screen, I can click the double check responses. And so what Google is doing is it is searching to try to find content that it can either verify, or it can say, this might be something that you need to maybe refer back to and see if this is actually true or not, and do some of that evaluation on your own. So the parts that show up in green are the parts that it can verify through its Google search that it did. And so there's some good ones that you'll see on here, but yet there's this one statement that it's not so sure about. So I would, before I shared this out, have the ability to be able to use this to verify that information before I share it out with all of my students. So those two features are some of the ones that I like best about using Google Chrome.